Hello, name's Derek. I sell physical media on eBay, make videos about what I buy and what sells. This is what sold video. Oh, it's Friday morning, 8:40. Some of the sunglasses, left over, the ones I washed and listed yesterday. Now I don't remember if these ones actually had a brand on them or not. They did. The dishwasher made them go bye bye. So I kept them. I kind of like them. They're a little small, but I kind of like them. Reminds me of the glasses that one of those Cenobites wear in Hellraiser, but far from the actual ones. Just the kind of shape. If I had glasses on, I could have protected myself from getting poked in the eye with the temple arm. But I'm going to keep them. It is a what sold video. So yeah, yesterday I started resurfacing the discs, and whomever it was that commented that the pads that I was using are for a different machine and for a different part of the process or something. Yeah, it's turned out to be pretty correct. Not only on the fact that they don't do the same job as like the fabric ones. So I was only able to get like some heavy fingerprints and stuff off of a Carpenter CD, and I tried another. I think it was that Tupac Greatest Hits one. All it did was made it shiny, and all it did was made all the scratches even shinier. So I'm going to have to order the actual cloth resurfacing pads. But I did. I looked at all the ones that I only had like 15 or so discs. And I looked at all the ones that had just something really, really minor, and I was able to get one other one done that's still, I mean, real minor surface stuff like that. I call them scuffs instead of scratches. The scratch, I will call it a scratch if it's a definite scratch. If it's like a real light surface, it's on the surface, it's gone through a real micro layer, I'll call it a surface scuff. But I'm still identifying that there's something wrong with it, and there's a picture. Um, so I've exceeded the week since the surgery, exceeded those days. So I am going to go to a couple places today. The Habitat, the Savers, and probably back to that Hope store, which I haven't been to in probably pushing 3 months. And hopefully, I talk to the same lady and she'll let me in the back where all the new donations are, and I can go through all those boxes and see what I can get that's pretty good. And the one that I remember getting from there last time I was there that has sold is that Michelle Remembers, which Michelle Remembers is a book about, because one of the channels that I watch, and I either way, one of the channels that I watch, they were going over what's known as the Satanic Panic from the 1980s, and she was a child involved in one of the families that was fairly heavy in that type of stuff. So the one I had was a book club edition. I think it still sold for like 30, 40, $50 or so. I don't remember, but it wasn't anything extraordinary, but $1 book for $40, right? All right. So um, it's not really a whole lot as for quantity today. Um, but what I have under my arm, you can barely see it. Someone sent me um, a message in regards to the books and their interest in the books, and sent me an offer with them. And come on, I have to clean that screen. I don't know. Took a while for that to want to kick in and refresh. And knowing on what these, and it's the first order, so 99% of the time, I don't leave the most expensive sale for the end. Most of the time, I don't. It just goes in order of the latest, the oldest one that sold within the time frame that's showing up here. It's gonna be the first one. These books, there was maybe like one of them, like maybe this one. It's like $40. Uh, I don't think I think this one here is also maybe like 60 or 70. And the other ones didn't really have much of a sale point. So let me just go ahead and show these here. If I can get all of these, see if I can get my big, strong reseller hands. If you know that one, 3 brownie points. I'm gonna have to do it like this though. So these ones here, a handful of them. Well, I guess it is a handful, so I got them on my hand. A couple of them are signed. This is all about like coins and collectible coins and stuff. So these ones here, I picked up for would have been less than $2 combined because at that store it was 3 books for $1. Obviously, I don't have 6, so if I got charged, whatever. Still, even if it would have been 5, but it was like $2, whichever, $3, $4. $250. That's me trying to do a thumbs up and hold the book at the same time. So yeah, these got down at it's the same day I got that the Weekend Trilogy CD set, and that sold for 140. Yeah, so I stopped down at, obviously, someone did ask, I believe a new viewer, new subscriber, don't remember the name. It was in, I want to say, yesterday's video, asked on where I do my sourcing. And for the most part, it is thrift stores. So where I live here in Northeast Ohio. I can go west of where I'm at by about an hour, and I can end up in Avon. I can go east of where I'm at and end up in an area called Ashtabula, which I get to these stores frequently enough. I can end up south where I'm at, and I can go to an area called Akron. And so if we look at it like this, here's Avon. Here's me, the eye. Here's probably Avon. Here's probably Ashtabula. Here's probably Akron. All right, so I can go from here and all the way across. Then you've got the Heights down that way. Not much down here until you get down to Youngstown. But within here, there's like 40 thrift stores within all of these little spots. So I go to thrift stores. Every once in a while, I'll stop at a yard sale. Always carry cash, and if I see a sign and if I just kind of have that feel, I'm like, I'll go. If not, if I see a sign, I may just pass it up. But I do have sourcing videos, what I sourced. And most of the times when I go out and I come back with well over 300, 400, typically $400 more or more in listable stuff, I will make a source video. I'm getting way off topic on that. It's still pertinent to the actual channel. So these here, really can't see it because that book is bound. There you go. That one's signed. I think one of these is not. That one's signed. And this one is not. And these are signed book plate. That piece of paper that's on this cover, on the inside of the cover, is called a book plate, and that's signed. And this other one is as well. So it was more like another one of those spaghetti, throw it at the wall. Only one or maybe 2 of the books had any Terra Peak sales on them, and the only, I forget which one that it is that I looked up, and I was like 50, $60. I'm like, well, I'll just take them all. Then I start looking at them. They're signed. Cool. They were up a little bit. So the 250 I got falls within, and this is kind of part of the explanation of what I sent them. So I'm going to be doing a Black Friday up to Cyber Monday, well, post Cyber Monday. So it's going to be the morning of Black Friday. I will start a new sale, and it will go until Tuesday. That way, it's all of all of Cyber Monday. It'll go until Tuesday, and that sale is going to take my listings up by the vast majority of them will be at least like 4 or 5% more off. And if you account for the lowest I'll go and best offer, what these sold for would fall within the sale bracket of what they would be in a week or so. In a week from now, I would start that sale. And then if you were to incorporate the best offer, not even you 20% would get even below 250. So I'm like, sure. All right. So there's a good one there. The other ones, however, since there's only 6 more, it doesn't take me long to find 6 more things that are right here. So C35. You're looking for a June Hutton. So it is open, so do not look for the shinies. The what's ringing in my head of what this is seems like something that's a little older. This one might be it. Looks like it. All right, June Hutton and Dolores Someone CD. 18. C31. Figures are all going to be, well, so far, In Freedom's Cause by G.A. Henty. They're going to be in boxes that are below another box, or stacked below. Stacked on the bottom. Stacked on the bottom. Yeah. All right. G.A. Henty. So I don't remember this specific one on when I would have got it, pictured it, and listed it. So I'm going to have to do more of a better eyeball here. In Freedom's Cause, G.A. Henty. All right. Wow. Right there. All right. 16. 2 disc. The Extraordinary Adventures of G.A. Henty. Audio Theater. C28 should be right here. Oh, look, another one that's buried. Stacked on the bottom. The one that's on the bottom of the stack. There we go. That sounds better. C28. Linda Eater. Signed. Speaking of, I see another one in here I believe it's signed. It's not it. Yeah, it's signed Bette Midler. So I've said it before in different videos that you're more likely to find, especially out and about, things that are signed by famous people. CDs, not so much DVDs, but books and different things of the sort that are signed by the artist or the book's author, right? But you will come across more signed stuff like this than you will trying to find a signed sports card or something. I don't know. I'm just find a lot of signed stuff, and I want to say anything, but the vast majority of things that are signed are going to bump the value up. If a CD or something like that is only $5, and if it's signed, it might be 10, 12, $15. Actually, I just sold that one, the Veronicas. That specific CD was only like $10, but it was signed and it sold for 30. I think not many of the Veronica stuff sells that sign because a lot of people won't use the word signed. They'll use autographed. Autograph is a different word, different meaning, different definition. Signed is the act. Autograph is the actual visual representation of what someone wrote. Signed was the actual act of it, and so that acts as a verb and a noun. All right. Let's find this one. So if someone says it's autographed, no, it is autographed, but it's signed. The more specific term. Now I'm not going to get into exact lexemic of it, but the exact term being autographed, I don't think is necessarily the proper verb for it. It's an autograph. It's identifying something. It's a noun. It's not a verb. Just me being pedantic. Well, it could be pedantic, but either way. Retro Linda Eater signed. Find it in here. That's what I grabbed. So why is it? Because the back. Because the picture's showing the back of it. All right. Through all that, $20. Signed. This is her autograph, but it's signed. The action of signing something. When it's all said and done, it's signed. You could use autograph if that's what you want to do, but those extra letters. These two things. These two Bath and Body Works shower jelly. $20. So I picked up, I don't remember how many I got of these. 8, 10. And they were at one point selling for $20 each. And then it just came a time like, oh, no one's buying them anymore. Instead of me bringing the price down and doing individual selling each one and eating up that chunk on the shipping costs, I'll just put the two together. So there's that, $20. Something else that's gone. The Bill Bounty C30. Well, C30 was on top. C30, Bill Bounty, the right direction. Oh, how about that one? So that'll tell me it's been around for a while. Bill Bounty, actually, let's see. My memory is pretty good for the most part. And of course, eBay's like, oh, I see that you want to do that, and now that's what you want to do, and I could see it's functioning that way right here, right in front of you. Now that that's what you want to do, I'm not going to do that. May of 2024. We got this one. So it's another one of those instances over time. It gets enough interest, I take it down, reprice it by 5% roughly. And many months later, rinse, repeat, so on. And then eventually, I'm not going to get into the whole calling and bigger price sales and all that other stuff now. But So eventually, it did get enough interest over time to where bring it down, and then somebody came in and be like, "Yeah, I'll take it for $20." All right, and then a VHS, and this is Higglytown, Higglytown VHS, 19. All right, so that is 369 in sales, 363 product costs received. Not exactly a $2,200 day. That was yesterday, but definitely enough. So if I took out that 250 and a little bit of tax, um, well, it's $140 then. Is what that would have been for 6. But that's all bread and butter. Would have saved me a little time because I don't make videos unless there's over 200. Sometimes just a little under, but over 200 in sales 4 days when I'll make a video. And well, we're in the buying and shopping season, so I'm feeling, unless it's Sundays, I have a feeling I'll be making videos from here until probably the end of December. Well, at least what sold videos. But I am not a time forecaster. I don't know what's going to happen in a minute, and I don't know what's going to happen in a couple months. But if I go by basis of pattern, yeah, I'll probably keep making videos. Fix my hair at the very end of this one, right? All right, so let's go wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. We can go with just because something isn't listed, just because something doesn't have um, a Terra Peak or a sales history like that. And if you're new here, I don't use sell through. That's just I'm not going to get into that. I don't use the word or really the concept of sell through. I use sales history in parts mainly because anything that has sold has a sales history, and media is so damn cheap that I'm not worried about a sell through. I'm not worried about, well, I spent $25 for these pair of shoes that can sell for $80, but their sell through is 5%. Well, you got $20 invested in something that's going to take up this much room, and over time, if they just don't sell, now you've got a sunk cost pair of $20 pair of shoes, because that's all the more they'll be if they never sell. They're only worth $20 what you paid for them. Things are only worth what other people pay for them, and it's just so cheap. 25 cents, 50 cents, a dollar. So if I have to hold on to something for 3 months, 6 months, whichever, it's just so cheap. But I buy on the basis of, well, I don't see any sales history at all. It's 25 cents. Okay, I'll buy it. Or there's a sales history. Oh, cool. How much is it? A dollar. What did they sell for? $20. Okay, I'll buy it. So, um, especially if things are signed, go with that one. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer for most resellers if something's signed. Not everything that's signed is going to be valuable or have a resale point. But all right, tell me things going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Those are all free to help me, help you. We're all helping everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you. Here's our guy Bruce trying to beat up the possum outside. Possum was like, dude, get your own bones. Yeah, Bruce. You mad, Brucey? You mad? Don't break the glass, Brucey. Okay. Yeah. Give it up, Bruce. Good timing. Thanks. Brucey. Possum's looking around like something's out there. That's my cue. That was it? Brucey? Brucey?